What's up, everybody? Price here. Welcome to the Picks Nation. We Want Picks DraftKings Breakdown Edition for UFC 314 in Miami. So I'm going to go over a few plays of people that you want in your DraftKings lineups. But before I jump into that, head over to WeWantPicks.com, sign up, become a premium member. It is $10 a month. $10 a month is nothing. You get access to the best DraftKings ownership projections in the business. They beat everybody every single week. Get the data analyzer if you want the in-depth simulations. You have 4 different guys who are great at picking bets if you just want to bet, but you get all that, one umbrella, $10 a month. Head over to WeWantPicks.com and sign up to become a premium member right now. Alright, so we are at 13 fights for this week. We did lose Prates versus Jeff Neal, which kind of sucks because that was going to be another banger, but it is what it is. Neal got hurt. Prates is now headlining the KC against Ian Machado Gary, so that'll be a fun fight when we get to that. We are headlined by Volkanovski versus Lopes for the vacant featherweight title, and we also get Pat Batty versus Michael Chandler for the co-main event. So up and down, this card is going to be pretty fucking awesome. Should be a lot of entertaining fights. They even have the number 1 and number 3 strawweight women for a title eliminator. That's not even going to be the featured prelim. So very stacked card, should be fun all the way around. Without further ado, let's get into the GPP play of the week, my cash play of the week, my dog play of the week, and then the fight that I think we need to target. Alright, so my GPP play of the week is going to be Nikita Krylov. Now, he has not fought in like a year and a half since he submitted Ryan Spann. So, took time off, and now he's fighting Dominic Reyes, who looked like a trash can. He, fought Jones for the title and then just got knocked out, knockout. He's on his way back up. He's as good as last couple fights. However, it's a very different animal when you're fighting Krylov than Dustin Jacoby and people like that who you can stand there and trade, whereas Krylov will not let you. Krylov also has the ability to take him down. So Krylov's last 3 fights are all wins. He won by knockout against Gustafsson, won by decision with Ozdemir, and then choked out Ryan Spann. Against Ozdemir, he had 7 takedowns and scored over 120 points. I would imagine that's going to be his game plan here at his price point of 8,800. Get him in there, he's going to score 100 plus in a win, and he can be my GPP play of the week. Alright, my cash play of the week is going to be Chase Hooper. He's 16 years younger, quite possibly the best grappler in his division. His striking's really come around the last couple of years. He has a 5-inch height advantage, a 3-inch reach advantage. He averages 2 more significant strikes per minute. And Miller is under 50% for his takedown defense, which when you're facing someone who is elite at grappling, that doesn't bode very well for you. Chase is coming in with 4 straight wins, 3 in a row by submission. He's averaging over 115 DraftKings points in those 4 fights. So I know he's 9,600, but you have the big time scoring upside here, especially if he can get done in the first round with some takedowns. So Chase Hooper is my cash play of the week this week. Alright, my underdog of the week this week is going to be Diego Lopes. So he opened as a plus 130 dog. The line's been moving slowly his way. I think he's now minus 105 and Volk's minus 110, 115. So the line's closing. But the dude is just awesome to watch fight. He's a monster. He's super big for the division. We've seen him knock people out. We see he's an elite grappler. I believe he is a coach for Grasso, and particularly with the BJJ side of it. You saw in his backstory on the UFC Countdown and embedded that his whole family are all elite grapplers, with his uncle being a coral belt, which is, I've never heard of that. So I've never heard of anyone else having that, of anyone who trains with people. So Lopes is elite on the ground. We watched him knock Ortega out and then wake him back up with the 1-2 at the UFC Noche at the Sphere. So he's got power, he's got size. It does kind of suck though, because Volk is awesome. He was an awesome champ for a long time, but I just think at the end of the day, Lopes is bigger, stronger, faster, and it's going to be the 3rd loss in a row. And hopefully he doesn't get murdered and knocked out like he did against Islam and Topuria, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to see Lopes with his hand raised and Dana putting the belt around his waist. So, dog of the week is Diego Lopes. Alright, my fight that I think you need to target this week, so it's kind of a toss-up. I was stuck between either the women's fight, John against Jan, but I decided to go with Chandler and Patty Pimblett for my fight of the week, for the sole reason that we get 2 extra rounds. So Patty's on a 5-fight win streak coming in with that, coming out that awesome submission over King Green where he went triangle into armbar, and the dude was just first. I think it was the first time Green's been choked out in 15 years. Chandler's been mostly inactive, just waiting around on the Connor fight. Finally came out, fought Charles Oliveira, and got beat up pretty much all 5 rounds. He had I think he had 1 round where he was hitting Charles in the back of the head and got away with it, but Oliveira dominated him. Patty doesn't get a lot of love because he's kind of weird, outspoken, he talks funny, he looks like a 15-year-old girl. You know, that's what he says at least. And he's just kind of unorthodox. He got a bullshit decision for him early in his career against Gordon. You know, so that kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But he's 8 years younger. He's taller. He has a 2-inch reach advantage. He has higher output on the feet. He's a better grappler. So on the Patty side, there's a lot of advantages. Chandler has shown that he's not going to stop. His gas tank is incredible. He's going to wrestle, work in the clinch. He's going to look for crazy finishes. He's fun. He's entertaining. And I don't think we see these guys kind of pussyfoot around and just try to outpoint each other. I think we're going to see some clashes, some violence, some grappling exchanges, some reversals. So it should be fun. There should be a decent amount of DK points, and we get 5 rounds. So anytime you get an extra 2 rounds for people who tend to score fairly well on DK, you got to take advantage of that. So my fight to target of this week is going to be Michael Chandler and Patty Pimblett in the co-main event. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Good luck. Let's go Diego Lopes, Patty Pimblett.